back. Obviously, I have to piece together these two videos because a fucking phone solicitor just called, and when I went to exit it exited out of the video. So I'm just like, motherfucker. I can't even with these fuck faces. I think if I turn on my Do Not Disturb. Yeah, let's try that. Let's turn on Do Not Disturb. And it won't. There we go. Hopefully it won't happen again. So yeah, I was looking at, I couldn't get all three of them. Cause like, you know, $5 a piece and, you know, the budget. So I got this one too. Ugh. So, I get a lot of ideas from different YouTubers and stuff, and different beauty influencers on the scene. Most of the time, when I'm looking for a recommendation, my go-to is Jeffree motherfucking Star. I love Jeffree Star. I have been following Jeffree Star since my space days and Mr. King of Hot Topic. That's what that's what my friend used to call him. My friend Tony. He was the one that first told me about Jeffree Star back in I was on MySpace back in 2006, but I didn't learn who Jeffree Star was until like 2008, maybe 2009. This is back when I was hanging out with my friends in Baltimore and stuff. So I met Tony outside of a goth club on Pratt Street called Orpheus. And this is back when I smoked cigarettes. I went outside to smoke because smoking was outlawed in bars in Baltimore County somewhere in the early 2000s. I can't exactly remember when. Maybe it was like 2002 or 2003. So we were standing outside, and I was really into AFI back then. And I said to Tony, and I was like, wow. I was like, you look just like Davey Havoc. I was like, you could be like a miniature version of him. Tony was little. He's only like 5'6". He's so stinking adorable. And he laughed and he said, actually, I get that a lot. And then we started talking, and it turns out that we lived in the same city. We were both living in Frederick, Maryland at the time, and it turns out he was living in the apartment complex right across the street from me, and we just clicked instantly, and he was my best friend. We were inseparable for like a year and a half, but then he moved to Virginia, and I moved back to Darnestown, and we just sort of we lost touch and stuff. I still, talk to him every once in a while on Facebook. But yeah, he was one that told me about Jeffree Star. I also was watching various beauty influencers to learn how to do like highlighting better and stuff. And the other day I was watching these voiceover makeup tutorials where Jenna Marbles' boyfriend voiced over her doing her makeup, and I mean, it was pretty funny. I really wasn't paying attention, but what did catch my eye was she has Becca highlighter just like me, and she took her highlighter and she put it here, and then she put it on the inside of her eyes like that, and I was just like, I have to try that. That is so brilliant. Like, I have never ever seen anybody else do that. But then again, I don't really like watch a lot of videos. I just, when I need video, I go and look for something specific. In case you guys are wondering about the picture on my wall, that is an autographed picture of Kurt Sutter as Otto from Sons of Anarchy. Back when Sons of Anarchy was on, I found something through Facebook that said if you send an email requesting an autographed picture of either Otto or Gemma, Katie Sagal's character, because that's his wife, they'll send it to you in the mail. You don't even have to return a self-addressed stamped envelope and stuff. So I sent them the email, and it took about 6 weeks, and I got the picture, and I gave it to my fiance as a Christmas present one year, and he loves it. He was the one that hung it up there when we first moved in here. The funny thing was because when I first met him, he was hanging out with some of his friends who were local bikers around here, and he was so anti Sons of Anarchy. He's like, I don't want to watch that garbage. He was like, why am I going to watch it when I could live this in real life? And I'm just like, well, because it's a good show, and it's not based on real life MCs. It's like, it's based on a Shakespeare play. But he wouldn't know that. I mean, he knows it now because I told him. But, he didn't really study the same things in school that I studied. Like, I was into art and science and, read a lot of Shakespeare. Of course, read the Odyssey, Oedipus Rex, those, classics. The only one we didn't read was the Iliad. We tried to read the Iliad, but it's really hard to follow, like, even for an adult. And it's kind of boring. It really is. That's why we read the Odyssey instead. But anyways, I digress. So I ended up, we got Netflix, and we were binge watching shows, so I put on Sons of Anarchy, and he liked it a lot. And I was like, well, I told you this was a good show. So, yeah, he was absolutely tickled when I gave him that picture. Oh. Yeah, so when we finished watching Sons of Anarchy, we're like, okay, well, what will we watch next? And I had really missed the last half of the last season of Gossip Girl, so I decided to start it over. And by episode 3 of Gossip Girl, I didn't think he'd like it at all. He loved it. Like, he got this big burly dude. He's like 6'2", like he weighs like 225. Loves like action movies and muscle cars. Sits down with me and loves Gossip Girl. Like, I didn't even have to ask him what his favorite character was. He'd be on the phone with his friends. He's like, I gotta go. I gotta watch my man Chuck. He's like, Chuck Bass. It's like, I want to be Chuck Bass when I grow up. And I'm just like, wow, I did not expect Chuck to be his favorite character. I mean, I guess Chuck's everybody's favorite character. If I had to pick a favorite character on Gossip Girl, Georgina. Georgina Sparks was my favorite character on Gossip Girl. So underrated. And, of course, I love Michelle Trachtenberg. She was Dawn in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She also Harriet the Spy on Nickelodeon. But Georgina Sparks, she was awesome as Georgina Sparks. But, of course, I'd love to hear from you guys. Who are your favorite Sons of Anarchy characters? Who are your favorite Gossip Girl characters? My favorite Sons of Anarchy character was Juice. I don't even know why. I mean, Juice was... They were always picking on him. Everybody was always picking on him. The Rico investigators were picking on him. The club members, they were always picking on him, and all he ever wanted was Jack's approval. But it just seems like anything he did was just never good enough. And he was just always chasing his tail. Or so it would seem. Happy. I liked Happy. But Happy was a character that wasn't introduced until later on in the series. I can tell you the characters in Sons of Anarchy that I absolutely hated. And I was glad to see them killed off. I couldn't stand the white nationalists. Zobel, that was his name. Ethan Zobel. And what's his face? Henry Rollins' character. And Henry Rollins is awesome. Like, you know, he's a great producer. He's a great songwriter. He's a great performer. He's a great actor. I just was really upset with him. And I don't have any right to be, because it was just a character that he played. But it made me upset with him that he agreed to do that role. And for a while I was just like, whatever. He's just whatever. But then I was like, I'll just get over it and stuff. Because you know when you have an actor or like what's the word I'm looking for? Not really a celebrity, or an artist that you really like and you really respect, but then they do something that you're just like, oh, fuck them. And then like that's how it was, you know. That's how I felt after I saw him in that role. He did the role really well. It's just I didn't like the character, so I was kind of a little sort of looking for put off by it. Anyways, what am I doing? Okay, so I did my oh, I was gonna do that, but I already did concealer. Let me just do a little bit of this. Where is that? I need to get more of this. I ordered some from DHgate, and never again am I gonna order this stuff from DHgate. The package was real, the inside contents were fake. It felt like lotion. It really did. And I compared it to this one. My sister put it in my stocking at Christmas last year. She got it free at Ulta during a Black Friday or 12 Days of Christmas sample set thing. So at least I had something to compare it to, and it was just, the one from DHgate was awful. I could tell that it was a fake. So I'm gonna try to find like a better deal on eBay and stuff. I mean, maybe I can find it on sale at Ulta this Christmas. I don't know. This would be so funny. Turn this so. So more centered. That's good. It's gonna get. I don't know what palette should I use. What palette should I use? This one? Yeah, I'll use this one. I used this one the other day. Ow! I slammed in my finger. Let's do that one. I keep dropping all my brushes. This is so annoying. I really need better lighting in here. Okay. Is that alright, double deckers? Thanks for the demonstration of what I will not be doing. I never even thought to combine these two colors. I know I love this color, the chocolate golds. So chocolate gold here, and then Living Lavish here. That and that CR. All done. That didn't take as long as I thought it would. Alrighty. Well, this is it. Thanks for watching. Bye. See you next time. Bye, y'all.